Hi beautifuls, welcome back. A very punchy intro. I'm YILDIZ from YILDIZ Readings. I'm a psychic medium. I cover the astrology and twin flame path. This week we're having a look at your energy surrounding romance for your zodiac sign. I do have the members zone that does coaching relating to twin flame path where we can speak candidly and privately if that's something you're interested in. But very separately, I do come to you regularly live for the twin flame updates. So with this video, we're going to tune into your romance zone. If you do want a private booking, the link is below. Love and light, guys. Grab a cuppa, relax, and let's get into your energy update for this week with the extension read after in the members zone. Beautiful Libra, we're here to do your energy update for your romance house. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. Usually I have Libra done first, but I swapped it around and I'll probably swap it around again. Now, I pulled the cards. We have a ruin, we've got crystals, we've got chakra cards, and I'm tuning into your romance house. There will, with this read, be an extension. Feel free to ask questions even after this video. You know, again, personal things jump through. We have super chat. We also have the members zone and personal bookings. Let's get into the read. Now, this transit at the moment, I do cover astrology, and if I feel it's needed within the reading, I will make mention. Now, this Mercury retrograde is very personal, and yes, there is subjects, usually with the Mercury retrograde, people and scenarios from the past, either at an intuitive level, because Mercury navigates both your thought and your speech and daily movement, or directly the person's going to show up, okay? Crosswise can happen, and it's a very unique collective Mercury retrograde because we have both Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. Emotionally, we're tuning into those things. Now, you have very heavy hitting 5th house placement, and it's really showing up in your cards, guys. Family related dynamics. Now, 5th house placement in romance, this is your energy and theirs, and I'll say because we attract it, it's what is in the resonance. So again, the energy can swap. It can be circumstances happening on their side, circumstances happening on your side, and you don't have to be together. I'm a twin flame coach, and you don't have to be together, so connect the dots where it fits. Family, stability, base chakra, lower back pains, okay? Pain in the back, not the neck, pain in the back. It all comes down to the foundation. There is, in your connection at the moment, the first card that fell on the floor. And it is to do with, again, birthrights, legacies, inheritance, you know, something you stand for, wanting to protect, right? Wanting to step into the power of who you physically are. There could be, how do I put it? The way it's coming through, you could actually have guides around you helping you and your counterpart energy at the moment. There is a lot of things coming through in your reading that is emotional based relating to the past. This can be playing out in a variance of ways. Now, I'm going to show you the ruin. We're going to get into the energy. Number one, you've got base chakra, which is family, your co-creative endeavors, your finances, you know, it's all those things where you have to have that stability. And putting your eggs in one basket, I keep hearing, and it's like this almost, okay, do we need to build a pyramid? Is it going to be okay? And it's trying to trust in that. Now, you also have this crystal, always got to do the opposite way, in reverse, which is, you know, we are going to be having a new moon in Aquarius. I'll do a reading based on that. We're also going to be having a full moon in Virgo. Now, at the moment, you may find beneficial placements for romance on the 11th. This week can be testing because we can be a little bit distorted because we have aspects Neptune is making. Abundance and prosperity are in infinite supply. I am grateful for the blessings in my life. Now, what I've got coming through for you, you know who you are, you do your best, you do everything you can. Everything you can for love, for family, for the people around you. But again, it may be coming up again. And I notice the two, you may be mirroring your love interest. And again, there can be subjects to do with tribe and family coming up. There may be emotions coming up, and there's a term that was told to me many moons ago. Neptune can make us go into pacifier. We can get to a point where we're utilizing things to cope with agitation. Sometimes it's not necessarily that we sweep things under the carpet, and this can be other people as well. It can be that those things come out and rear their ugly head, a little bit like a Venus retrograde. So what I see in this situation, you could be calm as farm, but there can be other things playing out and brewing like in a witch's cauldron. The ruin's even talking about psychic protection, and you do happen to have the black crystal on the table. It's not directly black, but that's the way I interpret it psychically. Is anytime I'm seeing the dark stone, it's psychic protection. And clear quartz, clarity. Keep your fluids up. Neptune resonates with your crown chakra. Psychic attacks and things to that degree, plus attracting people that are really triggered, can come up at the moment. So if you're in hermit mode, it makes perfect sense. With the heart chakra, abundance. People's self-worth energy at the moment surrounding all your energies and your romance can be coming up for reevaluation. Sometimes you also can get to a point that you are thinking on the past and looking at the regrets of the past, talking about those things, the give and take, the emotions, was it there, wasn't it, different people's perspectives. Now, this can be a physical conversation. The love away from the ego and the emotion is harmonic. The energy surrounding you is conflict. People's belief systems, people's expectations, needs, conditioning are coming up into the mix, into the self-worth cauldron. All right. The overindulgence can be of, okay, when is enough enough? Now, the ruin that you have, you can't make this up, really. Last 24 hours have been interesting, Libra. The ruin connects to you, Scorpio, black earth. Black earth, family, foundation. Mundane, flexibility, endurance, protection, change, empowerment, problem solving, which is cauldron, right? 99 problems and it's coming to Libra. Magical empowerment, psychic protection, spiritual attainment. Reverse, disorientation, vulnerability, and death. Now, the death is, it's Pluto. Okay, let's just look at it. What do we mean by death? Number one, Scorpionic energy is the assessment of that foundation in your life and where you are. And from a twin flame path point of view, you can be feeling this in your auric field. So it could be happening on your side of the fence, their side of the fence. There could be a family blockage. There could be a creative blockage. There may be, where am I going to live? What is going to be? All these circumstances for you guys individually can potentially be playing out. It's an energy, it's passing. If these dynamics are at play, it's almost like we're dealing with circumstances from different viewpoints. And abandonment can come up, and all the things you've had to change. There can be a great element of fatigue, the lover's hair, with all things, all people. Maybe not in a healthy way at all locations, but you know, the people that bring the pain to do with judgment, the pain to do with unfair balance in connections, unfair situations in family, you know, resurrecting childhood, all of that stuff can be coming up, and it can be causing a lot of anxiousness in your connections. All right. And I feel a conversation to do with the past, with these things, where the disalignment energy was of giving to others and not to this, your side, their side, and, you know, then abandonment. It's coming up in all people and all forms at the moment. Now, I feel what you're trying to do is calm energy down. You're trying to create no new karma, but a lot of healing is occurring, and you're trying to shift and change direction. Now, the ruin is showing you that both from a self-esteem base, you know, there can be an upgrade happening in your love interest at the moment. There also may be a revisit to some of the circumstances you experienced before. And I'm hearing Libra say left or right. There's two, it's almost like I'm being shown there's various sides of the story, but you need to get into yin yang. And I do feel conflict. I'm hearing conflict. Now, yours is the first read so far. Prior to the extension, I'm going to pull a few clarifiers it because it does look a little bit complicated. I do feel this week there could be some dramas for those of you that, you know, do have family, or it could be karmic related dynamics. However it's going to go, I don't think people are having the same perspective of what connection means yet. It's not permanent. It can feel like a misunderstanding, and it's like you don't want to think about it. You're like, okay, we've gone over this over and over again. Yeah, what love is, what it looks like, how you see it, how they see it, how it's shown, how we've been taught, what, where, why, how, Libra. Now, I'm going to pull one on the crowning energy because something is going overboard here. Now, this can be you or them, where something has pain from the past, and I do feel it's on both sides, really can be resurrected. This can be coming up in conversations. It can be very protective, so we do need to be careful that, you know, we're not coming from the heart. We do need to come from the heart. But there also can be three separate scenarios. This can be in, out, where it has been a lot of work. It also can be connecting to three individuals, but I feel the lack of joy is the emotion that's coming up, and it can be, you know, in a group setting. Now, a masculine element in this, and this, I'm going to pull a chakra card to the heart of it. Because it's really funny. The initial page I opened where the ruin was, there is a ruin that looks very similar, and I do feel it really connects with you as well as this. Number one, Scorpio means, okay. Well, is this foundation correct? Are there cracks in the foundation? What do we need to do? What would need to shift? Your side, their side. Emotionally, you can merely be tuning into it. Very separately, the other ruin I will read for you, if I can find it. I was like, oh, heck, which does relate to the current astrology and a lot of what I'm sensing. I wouldn't be surprised if the yellow chakra comes out. The reason why is it appears to be with the inheritance card and with Pluto, you know, cycles, that you could be looking at a circumstance to do with the sun, which we did have the moon in Leo, okay? I was saying the yellow chakra. I'm like, okay, right. Lion, Leo, sun, Sunday, yellow, fire. Success, vitality, good fortune, popularity. The green energy can be to do with abundance, self-worth. The higher self, the spiritual will, enlightenment, divine blessings. Now, in reverse, blindness and gullibility. Here we have circumstances that played out in the past. This can be betrayals, people not choosing correctly, people choosing due to codependency. It may be addictive tendencies, overindulgence of verbal diarrhea, feeling victim in the situation. Great passion and love here, but how do we get past that when there's wounds? And when we haven't actually found a resolve, and that's what I'm seeing here. Now, the fear of commitment was not due to your side, their side not wanting such. It's in the heart. The foundation was, how do we make sure everything's okay? Right? How do we move beyond that? How do we move beyond those circumstantial situations? The reason I say inner child wounds, I'm saying this card, plus because we've got family, there can be conditioning that is going on surrounding Libra and happening in their own life that potentially is coming down to the way we see the world. Now, I'm noticing the girl on the card, which, yes, she theoretically is a woman, but the wound is inner child related. Right? Family conditioning, circumstantial, learned behaviour, belief systems, learning how to give and take. And my phone's going. And I'm working. And when I say the lover, right, I'm actually seeing, and it sounds weird, it's because it is family related dynamics. Yes, it could be your belief systems inside your connection, but I do feel people around you are going through that same wound. What happened in the family, abandonment energy, and you know, feelings to do with mother-father energy, but I feel it's father energy for some reason. I do feel it's temporary. Your love interest, you know, is learning how to do these things. Maybe feeling very depleted, feeling very exhausted, both of you are trying to protect yourself, and it doesn't have to be towards each other. It can be towards projection, right? You're having the clarity of that, but this individual you're dealing with is very fatigued. So this conflict can be playing out on their side or your side. How they're coming through is not feeling as vital, feeling very fatigued. Now it is Ruby, which is the spiritual connection, but it's in reverse and it's due to the past. But it's also the current tense energy of a purgatory effect that they can be coming through with. Improved psychic strength and vitality, increased endurance and passion, which makes sense because your chakra is coming up with the sacral chakra, which is the joint energy in a spiritual connection, which is fear-based frequency, liberation, energy, taking direct action, but you've got to be careful that pacifies, and I'm feeling communication is the key. I just keep saying it. It's like there's probably too much communication, and you know, it doesn't have to directly be with this individual, but it's clearing the soul blockages. Increased endurance and passion, sacral chakra. Active, productive, and self-motivating. Increased enthusiasm and overwhelming feeling of well-being. You can do a guided meditation and tune directly into this individual, but only ever do that if you're grounded. And then detach after. If you're feeling the sluggish energy inside your auric field, to get grounded, you can actually transmute it. Do a house clearing. Place orange crystals in your home to recharge that environment, but make sure you charge them at the new moon. Also a yellow crystal, because your creative endeavors, especially because we're having the metal ox here, it's going to balance your creativity. It's going to harmonize your relationships with your connections. It's lucky we do have your Venus placement having less pressure on it now. But now it's the new resolve of where you stand, like the laws of attraction, Libra. And you're not finding some things are so great. So you're in assessment at this moment. You do want to focus on happiness. Having that, you have fifth house. You want happiness, peace, tranquility, luxury, to be wooed. But it doesn't have to be the traditional woo. You want the tradition. The tradition. One more card, and then I'll pull a crystal, because I'm deeply thinking, you didn't have it before, and it doesn't, like your tradition, right? Temperance, you're taking your time, you're doing things in moderation, but this means something different to you now than what it did before. You're wanting the past to be the past, and that's on both sides, but the past is coming back for a conversation piece. So you're taking your time. You're going to have conversations to do with these things. You're not putting extra pressure on it, but you're not putting extra pressure on yourself, that you will assess where it's at. Now, I do feel there could be the yellow chakra. Now, let's see what's coming up. Your side, their side, and then I'll go into the extension read. Your side. Okay, their side. I love it when they make it more complicated. You want to move towards a stable foundation. And this Pluto energy coming through in your love life and your surrounding energies, it can be that you're looking at things as unmanageable and manageable, and you're compartmentalizing because you've got your possessions. You're not being possessive. You don't own the person. You're allowing them to do what they need to do. But it also comes through again. You could be working really hard and trying to get your finances and everything in order. you know, being a masculine and feminine in your own life, having to deal with those circumstances, maybe seeing the writing on the wall and knowing what you have to address. And I just keep hearing the term, you got 99 problems. But it can be psychologically the way your mind works. It can be very Virgo in nature. You're trying to multitask. You're needing a bit of downtime. You need to see the self-respect. And it's not self-respect. You're almost having that as a benchmark now, that you're important too. And I do feel for a long time you may have felt like you sold yourself short. There can be something playing out with differing perspectives. So this can be a little bit frustrating. Also not having enough time to spend with this person, or you're not currently seeing them. And again, not seeing eye to eye, but you both have a circumstance currently that you're dealing with. And the joining energy is same thing. Fear-based frequency, anger, resentment, exhaustion, lackluster. There's something in the situation that you directly are changing, but it's not about each other. It's not. There is an external scenario shifting inside of you. You can be healing a lot of people at the moment. It is in reverse, but it's not to do with you too. I will get into the extension read. Try and have patience. Those of you that want to join us, feel free. I will be doing the moon energy and I'll pull cards during that. And also I will do twin flame updates. At the moment, the way it's looking, there is something clearing. You potentially, for those of you that aren't together, you may end up having a conversation with this person, trying to get down to their understanding. I am seeing both on your side, their side, a tribe-related dynamic, accommodation, emotions from childhood coming up, and people's value systems. There could be overindulgence. There could be a toxic situation that needs to resolve that hasn't as yet. And that's even if you guys are together. Like, it's coming through. It's like it's been brewing for a while, whatever this is. Something's shifting. You know it's shifting. You're feeling like it's moving. You're trying to be patient. There could be a bit of projection of the way people want you and this love interest to be. And I think both of you are really rejecting that. You're finding it to be very toxic and controlling and stifling, and it's siphoning your energy. Do a house clearing and really move that, because the fatigue can be coming from last year as well. But because we are in Mercury retrograde, you're working 10 times harder to move that energy, to shift that energy. It will pass. I will come to you guys early in this next read, and I'll get yours up first. Love and light. I'll see you during the month. Stay tuned for these last messages. Should you need a booking, you can go to the link below. Also, do bear in mind, I do live twin flame reads where you can join me to get that soul healing, as well as you do get the week by week romance and more. So I love you lots, guys. Please join us later. If you do want to watch the extension, as I mentioned, you can go to the link on the main page and it will take you directly to it. I will try and remember to place it in the video. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.